And dramatic footage caught by an eyewitness on Sunday showing a tornado sweeping through Colorado town of Bennett, leaving a trail of destruction. The National Weather Service reporting tornado touchdowns north and west of Bennett. The local sheriff's office reporting 17 buildings, including 6 homes and a solar farm. They were all damaged. In the meantime, lightning lighting up the sky in Kentucky after deadly tornadoes and storms swept through that state. This is video from last Friday, and we're seeing the damage left behind today. Planes and hangars at London Corbin Airport all destroyed. An apartment complex also left in ruins. The weekend's devastating weather claimed the lives of at least 28 people across 3 states, Kentucky, Missouri, and Virginia. To Kansas, and look how powerful the storms were there. Those are semis tossed across a highway. This is in Grinnell. A tornado ripping through the area, obviously causing a lot of damage. And a rural North Texas school district canceling its classes today after a night of severe storms. And you can see the extensive damage to a school where staff and students were told to stay off campus while emergency crews and insurance adjusters investigate. There's also no power in the city of Gordon, as several light poles and power lines were down. Bleachers at the school's baseball field mangled.